Hello, welcome to the Black Mind Games podcast, episode 428,999,000,000,000,000.
Wow.
The only podcast that looks at Zendaia's outfit and goes, that kind of looks like
We're so far into podcasts that we have actual holodecks now. Isn't that cool?
I'm looking at this girl's outfit and I'm wondering if I can actually see the nipples.
No, it's so far into the future that it's the holodeck.
That is now normal.
And it's now normal. And then there's another secondary economy around the holodecks of just people cleaning the holodecks because you know what's going on in there. Constant jizz all over the surfaces.
Yeah. All the jizz. The jizz. But all I know is that Helldivers 2 died. Oh shit. Helldivers 2 actually died.
Died? What do you mean?
I think it's dead.
How's it dead?
I've been seeing both Xbox and PlayStation are saying that want Sony to release Helldivers 2 on it. This is probably the best one I've seen so far. Yeah. Okay, so Helldivers 2 came out. It's a very popular game. People are very happy and excited about it. It's one of the best games ever made. It's an interesting video game. I definitely want to buy it. I'm poor, and Josh didn't play it.
I have not purchased it, and so far I've just seen people play it.
I'm disappointed in you.
I mean, here's the funny thing. I have Helldivers 1 I never touched. Like, never touched. And it's, I think...
We could play it together.
And I have it on my account, just not touched ever.
You could buy Helldivers 2. You just buy me a copy. We could play it together.
That's $100. I don't want to do...
Is it actually? No, it's not.
If I buy 2 copies.
It's $35.
Helldivers?
For one. Yes.
I was just looking at it. Hold on,
let me look at it.
Helldivers 2 is $50 Canadian dollars.
Josh. All I'm saying is that you should buy Helldivers 2. And then play without me.
Or I'll just find some weird indie game and I'll just be like, I got this weird indie game. As I usually do. Yeah.
Well, I just want to play this game, so I'm gonna probably buy it.
Yeah. You buy that, and
I'll buy it,
and I will. I don't know. Play more indie video games.
You will play all the indie games, and I will say I'm very sad.
Shit. I'm yawning.
You were gonna say something on the podcast
about a joke that I wanted to repeat, but now I'm like, I'm gonna fuck it up.
Well, maybe you shouldn't say that joke. You ruined it.
I ruined it.
You ruined the joke. You got your reaction. Now I'm expecting it. So I'm just laugh at you.
So I cannot repeat it.
You can't say that you're submissive and breedable, Josh. Sucks to be you. Can't say that you're podcastable and what was it? Suggestible. Either.
Yeah, I think it's podcastable and charismatic. There we go. There.
Can't say that you're podcastable and charismatic. Haha. We both know that's a lie because I'm the charismatic one.
Sure.
Totally. I pretend to be a retard.
And we workshop the joke. Now we have to make sure everyone forgets, so we can repeat it again.
Well, we're gonna go back in time, and I'm gonna beat the shit out of myself
Why would this require beating the crap out of yourself?
Well, I'm going to go back in time.
No.
Punch myself in the face, knock myself out.
I'm literally going to see myself, and I go, is that me? And I'll be kind of tripping out because I'm like, is that me? And he'd just be like, hey, I'm you.
We both know. Know that I'm going to go back in time to the beginning of the podcast, and then that's going to be my catchphrase for the entirety of the show. And Jeff at episode 1 is going to look at me and be like, who are you? And I'm going to be like, I'm you from the future. And he's going to be like, okay. And I'm going to be like, I just want to let you know, you're a fucking asshole. And move on with my life.
As you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, on the podcast, you should say this. Podcastable and charismatic.
Yes.
And then when he goes, oh, just watch the dumpster fire.
Yeah, I'm not just submissive and breedable. I'm podcastable and charismatic.
Totally.
Totally.
Anyways, we got an article, Josh. We got an article about Embracer Group. We could also talk about Zedaya's outfit from Dune 2 thing. But we got to talk about Dune too. Apparently that movie's going to be good. But we got to talk about Embracer Group.
What did they buy and fucking let it fall to the wayside again?
Well, okay. Embracer says it looked out for shareholders after cutting almost 1,400 jobs. Our overhaul principle to the maximize shareholder value in any given situation. Embracer has reaffirmed its unrelenting commitment to maximizing shareholders' value after laying off almost 1,400 workers in 6 months. I would say that number is probably a lot higher because it's not including the contractors.
Yeah.
So they're probably laying off a lot more. That number is probably a lot higher.
Probably a lot higher.
Oh, it's probably amazingly higher. It's that means the Swedish conglomerate has made precisely 1,387 layoffs throughout Q2, 904 job cuts, and Q3, 485 job cuts. Equate to 8% of its total headcount. Again, that's probably a lot smaller than we actually know. Although the company says its restructuring program is making good progress, it feels likely to achieve target of bringing the net debt below 8 billion, or 8 billion Swedish krona, which is equivalent to $761 million by the end of the current fiscal year. To boost its chances of hitting this goal, Embracer intends to pursue certain divestment processes that could significantly reduce net debt. That means studio sales could be on the horizon, with Embracer claiming some negotiations are reaching a mature stage. Does this mean that Beamdog will get purchased and then finally shut down?
Maybe.
Will there finally be a bullet put in that studio's head that should have died at the end when they fucked up Baldur's Gate Remastered? Or will they become part of Larian?
Wait, how is Baldur's Gate Remastered even doing?
People don't talk about it after the last expansion to Baldur's Gate Remastered. Which, if I look it up, let's look it up. Because I remember that game came out and then everyone talked about was how broken it was. And everyone was like, that game sucks. It's terrible. I hate it. It's the worst thing ever.
I hate it so much that I hate Baldur's Gate. And then the people who own Baldur's Gate are like, no!
It was the Enhanced Edition. That was very positive. I think it was Baldur's Gate 2.
I'm spelling Baldur's Gate so wrong.
Then?
Oh, Enhanced Edition.
Yeah, it's called Enhanced. Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. Yeah, it's called, I think it's Icewind Dale. No. There was one of them that did like really bad. Okay, yeah, I found it. It's Spears of the Siege of the Dragon Sphere. Which is mixed.
Well, there is a Windows release. I was like, where's this Windows release? I don't see it anywhere.
Baldur's Gate, Siege of the Dragon Sphere. Here. Is not a very good. If it was its own game and not related to Baldur's Gate series, I might say modern CR. It's a fine CRPG. If it's not its own game. And while it seems to understand the lore well enough of the world well enough, it fundamentally misunderstood the design philosophy of the original game. You should note that I haven't played Baldur's Gate 2 yet, but I am aware that this is supposed to tie into the game. I don't think eventual play will improve my opinion on the game, though.
Oh.
Feels like, what if Baldur's Gate was made in the 2010s? So that is the one that was really bad and it was controversial and everyone hated it and called it. Yeah.
Apparently I own it. I don't know how, but I own it.
And you don't own 3 yet.
I don't own 3.
What the fuck?
It's like I have a certain taste of video games I play.
Oh man, I just love, buying the shittiest games on the planet Earth because they're shit and I can make fun of them. And, anything quality wise, though, God forbid I buy it.
God forbid that has any quality.
God forbid.
Anything that's above $60 Canadian that I just, buy on the spot.
Yeah, God forbid I buy something that's like actually, you know what? I'm just going to wait until Jeff gets the job. He'll buy it for me.
Yeah, that's my plan.
It's funny because that's exactly what's going to happen.
That's totally my plan. I'm like just waiting for you to get the job.
It's like I'm going to get the job. I'm going to get a job. It's going to be somewhere. We don't know where. It's funny because I'm already employed. And I just don't have no money.
Just waiting for the checks to roll in.
And then suddenly, Josh is going to be like, so Jeff, what are you doing? Don't worry about it. What are you doing? Don't worry about it. What are you doing? Just don't worry about it. And all of a sudden, he's going to get the prompt. And it's going to say,
it's called you're making bank. Don't worry about it. That's what you're.
Don't worry about.
I'm making the bank.
Don't worry about it. And then in 5 years, I'll be like, hey, Josh, remember that time I bought you that game? Can you buy me that game?
Buy me that game.
Can you buy me this game, please? I know it's $70, but you should buy it for me, please.
Nah,
thanks, Josh.
If game companies got their fucking short-sighted eyes to keep thinking that all this line will go up indefinitely, we would have $200 games.
Oh, don't say that.
Like, seriously, if they wanted this line to keep going up forever, it's just to a point of, like, I don't know, like, what, like, okay, if you think this line is going to go up forever, like, do you want people to buy video games at $500 a pop? Like, what, like, what the hell?
Well, people want that so badly. It's like every single game publisher is like salivating. They're like, $100 video games around the corner, bud. Don't you think that would be interesting if you had $100 video game?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think we're gonna start going backward, not backward in like, as development of video games is going. It's more of like backward as in like the selling of a video game, because they're starting to realize like, oh, there is an upper cap to what people are willing to fucking deal with in a fucking video game / purchase the video game.
The game industry being $1 billion industry, is a problem. Yeah. The game industry, becoming a joke is a problem. The fact that Larian had to go up on stage and say, hey guys, we have to prioritize fun, and then they were not invited after winning the entire show. That's the thing that it's like amazing. Okay, so Larian won DICE like 4 events, and I gotta be honest with you, man, Baldur's Gate, really good game. Love it. Enjoy Karlach. Karlach's a great character. She's a wonderful character. I would bang her 50 times over. I would totally let her kill me. She would probably kill me if I had sex with her. But look, that's besides the point. You could put a suit on her and she would look hot. She's a hot woman. You don't know who this character is, do you?
Not really.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second. I'll get your Karlach, Baldur's Gate 3. Yes, cool. Give me a second. I just want a picture of her. There you go. Here you go. Here you go. Don't you think that's hot? Doesn't she look cute?
Oh, I see. Is this the one that gets absolutely wet if you kill a bunch of orphans?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
What? Maybe I'm not that far into the game.
Because, like, I was sitting down playing Magic the Gathering with local people at my Magic the Gathering spot, playing Commander, God. And they're talking about, you know, their Baldur's Gate playthrough, and the one certain character who just gets absolutely turned on if you just start murdering kids. It's like, that's a character.
Might be Under Dreads as well, who's like the worst. He's like, you have an orphan. He's like, do it, kill him, kill him, kill him, do it, 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 do it. Do it. And you're like, maybe I'll do it.
Maybe I'll do it?
But, sure, I'll do it. I'll try. And then you do it, and you're like, God, I'm a monster. And it's like, shit.
Maybe I'll give you all my magic items so that bad stuff could possibly not happen.
Yeah, so basically Karlach is very hot and stuff like that. But, so anyways, Larian basically was like, hey, we won. Hey, people need to make good games again. Like, we need to start making good games again because the industry can't focus on, like, we can't grow the industry if we're simultaneously destroying the industry and burning it to the ground. We have to focus on making a good game. And then they were subsequently not invited to any of the fucking parties that the industry hosts for after parties. So, like, for example, like, when EA did, like, a bunch of, like, get-together parties and stuff like that, they did it all virtually. And I was like, I just don't want to participate in this. I have better things to do. So I went and played with other people. When Navigator did parties, I lived in Edmonton. I don't want to be involved in this. So I just didn't fly out. But Larian not being invited, that's a slight that's, like, very bad. But the reason why I brought up the Embracer article was because Embracer, basically what it is that they're basically, as they're going forward, they're trying to restructure the program. They're trying to do a merge. They're trying to become one of the biggest players in the industry. They're a merger of, like, Gearbox Entertainment, Free Mode, IDOS, THQ, Coffee Stain, and, like, a bunch of companies. And it just feels like as if, like, they're starting to grind underneath their own weight. They're not as lean and mean as they once were, and they're just falling apart at the seams. The industry health at the last 2 days. This is coming from Danny O'Dwyer, who was NoClip. He's a very successful journalist, former Giant Bomb contributor and stuff like that. Is basically industry health check after 2 days at DICE. Everyone is shit talking Embracer. Yes. They're the laughing stock of the industry.
I mean, I do love how there's people on Twitter just going like, so this is what people were talking about over at DICE. And it was like, oh, everyone's just throwing them under the bus because they fucking hate them.
I mean, Embracers, I say this as a guy who worked at Embracer.
Yeah.
Is like, whenever I talk to an employer about, like, and they bring up, like, oh, well, how is your job and what did you like doing? And I was like, I bring up EA and I'm like, yeah, I liked working at EA. It was pretty good. I bring up like my other job, and I go, "Yeah, it's really good." Oh, well, why did you leave your previous job? Well, you see, Embracer fired us because we weren't making enough money.
Yep.
Because no, it wasn't even that. We were making money. The game was profitable. It was the fact that we were saying, "Hey, we would like to. Hey, we're making money." And Embracer goes, "That's nice. But you're not making enough money, so we're just going to take the game now." And we're like, "But we worked hard on it." And they're like, "Yeah, I don't care about it." But we have all these relationships with the actual like owner of that peak. Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah,
okay.
We don't care. We'll take the name.
Yeah, we're taking this. This is ours now. Okay, but we have all this stuff. Yeah, go fuck yourself, bud. Okay.
Go have sex, bud, with yourself.
Go jump off the bridge. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. Bye.
Okay. Thanks, Embracer.
So basically, like, because of Embracer, like a lot of people don't have a lot of good opinions on them. Then on top of that, you have them pillaging their own studios. So you have them people inside of these studios running them literally into the ground. Either through stupidity, dumbness, wokeness, bullshit, ideology, unable to fucking cooperate as a fucking team member, unable to fucking think as a fucking team member, coming up with really bad, dumb ideas, thinking that the entire world was fucking based around you and millennial culture. It's not. And dumb shit like that. And not understanding basic things. Yeah, I wonder why Embrace is being made fun of. They fucking have destroyed part of the industry. Industry giants that should have never been touched are gone because of them.
Because they promised the pie in the sky, and it turns out the pie didn't exist.
Yeah. There's minimal investment coming from publishers. Yeah, I wonder why. I really wonder why. Yep. Josh, how many AAA games do you buy a year?
You're barely any.
Do you buy no, that's a lie. You buy some Nintendo.
You know what? Sure. Here's the funny thing about that. People can probably consider that AAA, but Nintendo is always doing their own shit. It's not on the same playing field as other AAA.
But okay, so let's say 2 or 3.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Would you buy an EA game if I was attached to it? Ignoring the fact that you'd probably receive it for free.
Well, I depends on gameplay or what it is. But let's say it's SSX. It's literally SSX coming out.
Yeah, let's say I'm attached to an SSX game and I go, "Hey Josh, guess what's being released tomorrow?" And you go, "What?" And we're like, "It's a surprise." And it's an SSX game, and you go, "Is this it?" And I go, "Yes."
I'm like, this came out, and this was actually a thing, and you're like,
This is what you were working on for 6 months. Yes, Josh. Yes.
Oh my!
You would probably buy. You would probably buy it, right?
I would probably buy it because it's actually SSX, and for some reason decided to not advertise it whatsoever.
So basically, you have minimal investment coming from publishers. Suddenly it makes sense why the Dragon Age team might have gotten laid off. I also think that might be an Baldur's Gate issue, if I'm being honest. But I don't know what's going on. Then you have many venture capitalists have tied their belt too. So the people who provide funding are philanthropists. Yeah. The Bruce Waynes of the world. Yeah, they're like, "Oh fuck, the economy's really bad." So we have that going on too.
I just love how they saw all this booming stuff for all these different industries because of COVID, and then the industry all these dumbasses in the industry just looked at that and went, "This will happen forever."
It was worse than that.
It's just so fucking short-sighted. Is everyone short-sighted? How is it I can tell a Joe Blow who's not even in any position can see this from a mile away that this is not a thing?
You should be happy. You're not in the
I don't even have a business degree or anything, and I know that this is not sustainable. How are so many idiots in top positions?
Well, you see, Josh, they thought that COVID was going to go on forever because they were like, it's okay. Everyone will stay locked in their home, and they didn't think that truckers were going to get uppity and then go to a fucking nation's capital.
The whole planet will actually get better.
They didn't. No, they didn't believe that. They were pumping out too much greenhouse gases in order to fucking. They were hoping that COVID was going to end, and then everyone would be locked inside their houses because the governments were going to be like, well, now we have the climate to worry about.
The climate change thing is not going to happen now. It's gonna be a Gen Z problem, really.
Yeah, what's going to happen is, I think that. Okay, I'm just briefly going to segue. Okay, carbon capture technology is an amazing technology.
Oh, we should invest in that.
We should probably invest in carbon capture technology and probably start scrubbing the fucking air.
Yeah.
It's not fucking hard.
Yeah.
Also, conveniently, there's also probably a major pole shift happening soon. Also, possibly, more importantly, we're still in an ice age.
Yeah.
It could be possible that this is entirely bullshit and made the fuck up. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
If a pole shift happens, the likelihood is that Florida will become suddenly very cold.
That'd be weird. That means Canada would be super hot.
That means that Canada will suddenly be very warm.
Oh, man, we're going to get some weird fucking bugs, aren't we?
Oh, Black Widows are coming our way.
No, I have to check my shoes all the time.
It sucks to be us.
Fuck.
Damn it.
Well, maybe... Actually, I was like, maybe it'll get so hot, it'd be like Dubai and just no bugs. Yeah, there's zero bugs in Dubai.
Okay, well, back on topic. No, Josh. People higher ups in these companies, they're very intelligent, very smart, very very brilliant people.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, very smart. What probably is that they were probably like, oh well, COVID's just going to keep on forever because I can put two and two together. It's likely going to be 10 years, and then all of a sudden the truth slowly started coming out where it's like, yeah, it's just a cold, bud. Yeah, it's not as bad as you think it is. Yeah, it's pretty bad, but and then the governments were like, but we like controlling people, and then a bunch of Rudy Tooty truckers were like, that's nice. We're going to occupy your city now for 8 hours and bring in a ship whistle to disrupt your entire life. Because
all that entire thing ever did was just make more enemies.
Oh, that's deepen the divide that didn't need to exist.
Yeah,
it's like January 6th. January 6th deepened the divide that didn't need to exist.
Exactly.
And I don't blame Trump for it.
I could tell you right now, again, people I play cards with, because of where he was living at the time, they were also tooting horns at the West Ed Mall area or something. I guess they're doing shit over there. He had zero sleep, and he had to find creative methods to find sleep. And he's like, if I was given opportunity to sabotage every truck, I would. And I'm like, and this is a guy coming from a guy I'm pretty sure he wouldn't punch anyone in the face. So I'm like, this is pretty fucking bad.
Well, my thing with that was my personal views on it is I think the truckers' protest is, I think people were just had enough.
Yeah.
I think that if you were oh, well, don't you think it was really bad and stuff like that? It's okay, yeah. Am I going to get mad at a bunch of workers protesting in the streets saying this is bullshit and I'm fucking sick and tired of this boss? Because technically when you're a trucker, your boss is kind of the government's. Yeah. You're either self-employed or you're working for a person, and the governments kind of dictate what happens on the road. So
Am I going to get mad at a bunch of workers standing up to essentially one of their bosses? No, I'm not going to get fucking pissed off at that at all. Like, I'm not going to care. But I am going to sit there and say, like, there was some obnoxious people in that crowd. There were some people who were really, really bad. There were people in that entire crowd. There are bad apples in any group. Like, sorry to say this, but like every single community has an asshole in it. Just because you're a member of a community and you think you're on the right side of history does not make you impervious from this rule. It's not hard. That going back to the topic at hand, though. Even though Josh is probably mad at me. No. You're upset at me?
Just continue.
Okay. Going back to the topic at hand, though, ever increasing costs, the AAA development, the real problem, given little core market expansion. Well, the reason there's little core market expansion is because games are getting worse. We put more power in our machines, and they look worse.
Yep.
Baldur's Gate runs perfectly fine on my machine. Runs fine on my 1080. That's about a 7-year-old card. Might be older, actually. I think I got it in like 2018, 2017. Yeah, it might be like a 6-year-old card at this point. And it looks great. And then you look at Spider-Man, and the game just looks bad. And you're like, this looks worse than the previous generation. Like, I think the only game that I actually looked at and went, wow, that actually looks really good, was it wasn't Pal World, because Pal World looks generic as fuck, but Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite, I looked at it and I was like, oh, this looks weird. This looks actually really good. Like, this looks like a generational leap. And it's all the first party games that all look good. Hi-Fi Rush is another one where, like, I was like, oh, this is like a generational leap.
Yep.
Where I was like, oh, this actually looks like
a game that had no hype behind it whatsoever. Just cold dropped.
A game that came out of nowhere.
Cold dropped, no advertising.
That should come out on PS5.
Is it on PS5?
It's not.
That's
on
weird.
PS5. Gears of War. No, Gears of War wasn't that. But like every single game, like the games I've had fun with, the most fun with, have been fucking like indie games. And the games that I continually go, oh, this looks actually really cool and interesting. I'm like, it's looks completely different than what I expected. And don't get me wrong, like there are good looking games out there, but they pale in comparison to some of these games where I'm just like, this game looks worse.
Yeah. For whatever reason, like you boot it up and it just fucking stutters and it doesn't work properly. You're glitching through the floor and it's like, why?
There's a good video called "Why Does Modern Gaming Suck?"
Yeah.
And I point to this all the time, and everyone goes, "But modern gaming doesn't suck." And it's like, yeah, if you buy Japanese games, you're not going to give a shit.
I mean, if let's say that you buy games that are, not, I don't know, if you're let's say like me, like you never buy a AAA title. You always buy the weird, indie games, or you're always paying attention to the newest weird stuff coming out. So you're going to get those first, probably. And you're not necessarily going to go AAA. So you probably won't notice. You might see a trailer or two on the internet and other people talking about it, but that's going to be as far as you're going to go. Because, on depending on personality and who looks at it, and some people go, no, it's fine, and not realize how kind of crappy it is. Because I can tell you right now, my brother, he plays a lot of mostly AAA games, and he'd be like, oh, I'm having fun with this. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, you're having fun, I guess.
I play Halo Infinite way too much.
Is that a bad game?
It's a very good game. I like it a lot. It's a game I'm addicted to. I should really stop playing that game. But I have a goal in that game. When I accomplish my goal, I will stop playing. Forever.
Yep.
Forever. And then the other thing is Survive 2024. Well, I hope to God they don't.
I don't know. Just...
I hope to God this industry crashes and burns. Not the major corporations, of course. I hope BioWare still is around. I hope Beamdog is still around, even though I was talking shit about them earlier. Because nobody really needs to lose their job. I hope Inflexion is still around.
I want Embracer Group just to be sued.
I want Embracer Group to... I don't think Embracer Group... I want them to lose. I want them to suffer.
I want them to be sued.
I want them to take their head out of their asses.
It's just full of rich people who don't know shit. That's basically what it is.
I want Richie Fils-Aimé to join them and turn that company around.
If they somehow hired him to be at that company, and then he's like,
I want my body is ready.
What's gonna happen is that he's gonna get hired there, be a month past, and then he's fucking out of that place because he's like, man, all these people are assholes.
Why would I be here? This company is full of idiots.
Literally. It's like, I have to teach everyone from the ground up of what they're supposed to learn from this. And it's like, this is stupid. Why am I here?
Survive 2024 has been the key theme of my combos with publishers and retailers so far this year as well. Well, you know what? It's interesting because that should be a theme across the board, considering that the modern entertainment industry is on fire. From comic books to movies, it's all fucking rotten. It's dead. Or dying.
It's dead.
With publishers and retailers so far this year as well. Industry spending, CAGR, has basically flat since the pandemic. No significant upside room for players / hours growth. Cost keeps rising. Markets got to get to GTA 6 and hope. Well, I think GTA 6, if it comes out, if that game isn't a woke disaster, I think the industry is okay. But I think that hoping that GTA 6 saves your industry is a very fucking bad thing.
I'm trying to think of how they would just absolutely tank GTA 6. It's
very easy.
I mean, yeah, okay, like you said, if they make it like this weird woke piece of crap, but it's like, but they have such good, I feel they have such a good writing team that will never happen.
If
anything, they will probably do a meta joke about being woke and how that's fucking stupid.
Yeah. If they do that, that game's going to sell like hotcakes. Because it's like the Doom thing where they said mortally challenge and a bunch of woke people got really offended.
Yep.
And they were like, this is so offensive. How could you make that joke? And it's like, because it's fucking funny. Like, the writing in Doom Eternal is actually okay. Like, people don't understand that. But it's like, if they do the opposite of what South Park does, that game is going to fall hard.
So hard.
It's not even worth the time talking about it. Because the problem with those games, if they do a mission where it's like you have to collect money for your student loans, like, it's over. It's done. Like, people are going to fucking rip it to shreds. And that's the thing. It's like, I don't think GTA is going to do that. I think GTA is going to do its own thing. I think the real issue is like, okay, let's say Grand Theft Auto does come out. Let's say Grand Theft Auto breaks sales records. Let's say Grand Theft Auto is one of the most popular GTAs ever made.
Yeah.
What is that going to do for everyone else? What is the benefit of that? it doesn't suddenly change the fact that like the last what was it? The last Battlefield was shit, and the Battlefield before that was a political fucking hotcake.
No, you know what? It's going to happen. What the pattern I've been seeing is, you know, Grand Theft Auto 6 releases. It will do fine because it's Grand Theft Auto 6. Who's not going to buy it, basically? And it will, because the writing team is fantastic and the gameplay is going to be good. Like, again, it's going to be at least an 8 or 9 out of 10, like it usually gets. But you know what's it's going to happen, like maybe a week before or 2 weeks before or maybe a week after, some weird indie game playing off of a simple concept will just make gangbusters to the point that it's rivaling other AAA titles made by one guy. Like, it's it's going to be the fucking what was it? The Blair Witch Project kind of type of feels throughout the whole industry, because people are going to try to be like, oh fuck, how and try to do the Blair Witch thing and see if they can pull it off, and maybe not, simply because of they got a core concept, it figured out how good it works, and then it's just fucking just went off from there. Like, it's gonna be just like there's gonna be a weird, you know, the big company is going to realize, oh, you know, if we just make a game good, it'll sell. Like, and it doesn't glitch out like a fucking monster, like a monster from a fucking horror game, then it might sell.
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
Like, I have a feeling that, okay, yeah, it's gonna sell, it's do well, but some other weird indie title is gonna come out of nowhere and just steal all the light.
GTA 6 is going to come out. It's going to actually be good, and everyone's going to be like, oh my god, it's so great. And then another GTA clone is going to come out, and everyone's going to be like, what's this? And it's actually going to be critical of some things. And people are going to be like,
no, like maybe another GTA like game comes out and it's just maybe over the top funny, and it's like, maybe like actually, you know what, let's play off a Lethal Company, how that is kind of playing off of your buddies, and you basically everyone's just trying to joke on each other / try not to die because monsters are trying to kill you. Like, what if there was a GTA that the whole thing was multiplayer and the whole thing is just about fucking with your friends, basically, and fucking around, but you're still trying to complete missions and everything's just cartoony as fuck. See, that will work probably. How would that work out in real life? I don't know.
But
yeah.
I think that's probably, I think you're right. You're right. I'm just gonna say this.
Turns out when you let video games be a video game, they're great. You actually have the time and effort to polish it and, you know, make it so that you're not falling through the floor.
Yeah. Man, I really wish that Rockstar hired me, but that's besides the point. Josh, what game have you played this week?
Well, I've been looking through my stuff and see if I actually been playing a video game. And
you posted a video.
Yeah. So far, as for actual touching a video game, I've been actually worried more of my Pokemon Go / trying to build a new commander deck. And this time I'm building a Kenrith deck, which is
okay.
It's Kenrith, a Return King, and it's basically one of those cards you see hit the table, and it's, you're gonna probably do some dumb bullshit, aren't you? And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna try to do some dumb bullshit. That's basically the whole deck, and I'm just slowly building that over time. And also been actually went out of my way on Friday. Yeah, on Friday. to basically go out of my way to go to a spot in my town where there's a raid for a certain Pokemon, and you can only do it in person. And freaking, I just saw like a group of like 15 people go to this one spot, and I was like, oh, I think this is where everyone's going. So I went to that spot, and I was right.
Oh my god!
So I was like, oh yeah, everyone's playing Pokemon Go. I'm like, hooray!
People are playing Pokemon Go.
Here's the funny thing is though, it's one of those events where you have to do this outside, and you have to go to the spots. And
No.
So for me, it's like, well, fuck. I guess I go to the spots and try to get them. So I went. I was lucky, and I got there, and I freaking got help from, like, because there's so many people there, it just made the gym battle so much easier.
It's like when you got Shiny Mewtwo.
I mean, Shiny Mewtwo, I did it at the right time just to pour money into the game, actually, because it takes for fucking effort just to trying to get a single shiny of anything that's legendary in that fucking thing.
Okay, so here's what Josh does. Josh will show up to my house and start playing Pokemon Go.
Yep.
Yes.
Play.
You will show up at my house and play Pokemon Go, and then I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, I'll play Pokemon Go. Although usually it's more of like, I get there and I try to turn off my phone because the battery on my main phone's shit in the fucking bed. It sucks. I have two phones because I'm insane.
Okay.
Playing Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go is so good.
I should probably get a new. That's another thing. I probably have to get a new phone because the battery on the one phone is just utter shit.
Don't get a fold.
Yeah, I've been hearing they're bad too.
Don't get a folding phone.
Yeah, like I mean, here's the thing: when I first saw the videos,
I told people don't get folding phones. Did they listen to me? No.
I mean, I've seen the videos of people talking about the folding phone when they're first coming out, and man, some of the things that they're running into was like, well, that's shit. Maybe the second generation, third generation, maybe those would be better. Sounds like they're not quite there yet. Like, not quite.
Here's the thing. I actually kind of am like, I'm like, I should probably buy a folding phone.
Yeah.
I'm debating about actually buying a folding phone. I think like my next phone, I think I'm going to take the plunge and hate my life.
And then you're going to have a crease in the middle of your fucking phone of...
See, like... Okay, stuff like that actually drives me crazy. It's like when I fucking broke my screen and then like it's... But like I also have a real high tolerance for like bullshit.
Ah, yes.
So this is things that people like don't... People think like I'm a perfectionist. I'm not. I actually have a real high tolerance for a lot of bullshit. It's just that my tolerance for bullshit constantly is fluctuating. It depends on the person I'm dealing with and whether or not at that moment in time I'm mad at them. But that's besides the point.
Or it's like, I don't know, let's say you're willing to like, oh, my room's messy, whatever, but then you have a little bit of stick drift on your fucking controller and you go, I have to get a new one tomorrow. Like,
no, like I don't care about that stuff. I'm actually like right now I'm like do I really want to take apart Joy-Cons just to replace a fucking like stick?
It's not hard to do. I've did several already.
But it's just a pain in the ass and I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like I could, but I don't want to.
It turns out
I don't want to even buy the parts.
Actually, here's the funny thing. You want to buy a certain Joy-Con parts because they don't use the graphite. They use something else.
Yeah, they use a Hall effect.
Because you buy the ones that don't have the graphite, and so you get the hollow of whatever, and then it's like, oh, it's...
I like how that's become a thing in the recent years, is like people are like, oh my god, joystick drift is such a bad thing. And it's like, yeah.
I mean, joystick drift has always been a thing. It's just that, like...
Now it's like a fucking epidemic. Yeah.
Because it got even cheaper with making them and trying to make them smaller. So they're like, well, this graphite thing works, but it turns out it's fucking god awful.
So basically, I'm just gonna buy like a fucking Hall effect joystick thing eventually. But I'm like, I could spend the weekend doing this. I don't want to, but I could. I don't want to.
I really don't want to.
I'll do it. Fuck it. Whatever. But the other thing is like, I also like, I'm like, what? But like on the flip side, it's like mini, not perfect. Jeff fucking like fixes that shit like in 2 minutes. It's no questions asked. You fucking mess up a paint. I'm like, well, now I gotta spend 8 hours fucking fixing this one mistake. Because God forbid my minis don't look perfect. And then I spray them with a fucking spray can varnish, and I'm like,
you cover them in black, sprinkle red on it, sprinkle maybe some blue, and then call it.
I don't even do
call
that.
it a day.
No, I don't do that. You haven't even seen like my Dark Angels, what my Dark Angel color scheme is going to be. So don't even fucking lecture me, you piece of
No, because like I know they have rules of like you got to have at least so many paints on your model.
You have to have 3 colors.
Yeah. So what I would do, because I'm a lazy shit, is just that I would dunk it in black, then get like red or blue, green or whatever, sprinkle it in that one color, then get the other second color, sprinkle it in that, and then call it a day. Why are they all look like they're marble? That's their look.
I hate that. I actually hate that.
It's the 3 colors. It's a little work. They all look like they got marble splatter.
I hate you. No. I'm gonna buy a fucking.
I have a whole army team.
I'm gonna go to the store that the store. We're gonna go to that store again. You're gonna buy stickers. I'm gonna rip those stickers up in front of you.
Stickers.
Worse yet, I'm
those
gonna put them on the
stickers.
fucking.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know where you're going with this.
Worse yet, I'm gonna steal them. I'm gonna put them on your fucking steering wheel.
Then I'll be like, I gotta fucking rip these off because my asshole friend put them on. God, fucking.
Sucks
Gotta get some goo gone.
Or WD-40. WD-40 works really
Does
well.
it? Huh.
Yeah.
I never tried it. Goo gone is always the answer for me. No.
What game did you play? Did you play any other games? Do we have any other topics? Did we talk about Zadaya's weird outfit where I think you can actually look at her nipples? I didn't realize she's that flat.
Yeah, I think you can actually see her nipples.
She's really flat.
Whatever.
It's
fine. I don't care.
It just looks weird because she has like plexiglass boobs.
Yeah. Although,
and there's nothing there, and you're like,
I do like how when famous people feel like they're dropping off, they're just like, okay, I gotta get naked.
This isn't I gotta get naked.
Yeah, I'm dropping off. I gotta do something crazy. I gotta get naked.
This is killing your Disney prospects.
Yep, you're never gonna be working for Disney. You just showed your tits. Showed your tits. Can't be working for Disney.
It just, you know what it actually feels like?
What?
It just feels like as if like people were like, man, she's like.
Is this supposed to be like a Dune?
Let me go.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. This makes more sense. Because
This
feels like Dune.
This is Dune.
So for whatever reason, I need to show my tits in my Dune costume because the universe of Dune calls for it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So weird. Why do you need to show your tits? I don't get it. I want to get the fucking writer of the book for this and go, why show boobs at all?
Because funny.
Also, I do like the picture that you posted of Krang being in the middle.
I saw that image and I was like, what the fuck? It eventually addresses a lot better.
Yeah.
Eventually you just wear a dress.
Yeah. Fucking hell. I'll do like the Photoshop. It's just good. I like it.
Josh is gonna buy Tomb Raider.
The new Tomb Raider game.
Am I now?
No. I'm joking.
Is it a 3D adventure platformer?
It is. It's the original 1, 2, and 3 remade.
Oh, that's neat. Is it better controls or just as awkward?
Just as awkward.
I mean, that's kind of... If it wasn't just as awkward, then I'd be like, well, I feel like they're fucking with something that shouldn't be fucked with.
Right.
Because there is a reason to why it's so awkward.
Oh, that's something I could talk about. I played Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, did you?
I died.
Which Call of Cthulhu?
The new one. The tabletop game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like how everyone else dies too?
Everyone else died too.
Because
there was a comedy of errors that led to our deaths.
Because I think the last time I played what was it? This Cthulhu game, I think it was the Manor bullshit or bullshit or whatever. There was a mysterious guy showed up out of nowhere. It was not acting right. And then we tried to figure out if he was good or bad. And I made the assumption that he's bad. Because I'm like, he's not leading us to bad, not leading us to good, but yet he's here and he's just not right. And I'm like, I'm assuming he's bad because why would someone else be in this fucking building? So I try to push everyone to like, we should probably get him because he's probably bad. And then it led to us kind of being like, no, we should probably protect this guy. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then it turns out, no, he was bad. And I'm like, fuck's sake. And I'm like, I was right. Like, come on.
You idiots.
I just hate it when you're like, you had this like one instinct simply because of one little antidote of like what's going on. And then then later on it turns out, oh, you're completely right. I'm like, fucking yeah. Oh, well. I mean, it's funny enough, no one died in that little run. But yeah, at the same time, we didn't solve a mystery. So it was just like, we got bad ending / we lived. So it's like, oh, we're all insane? Hooray? Like, because we saw Cthulhu shit, and you're always scarred from seeing that, apparently.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, how everyone died was we were tracking, looking for a little girl. She was 16 years old. It was me, a lumberjack, a judge, and a boxer, and what will be what I will refer to as a totally not lesbian philanthropist. Okay. As we're hunting down, we come across a cabin in the woods, and a man shooting holes out of the cabin. A guy was staked through the heart. And we're like, this is weird. Okay. So we're like, okay, whatever. Things are going to happen. Fun things are going to happen. We go to another cabin after this. We open the door. And we're like, there's a blue light underneath the trap door. We open the trap door. We go down to the trap door. There's like 5 coffins. 2 of them are sealed. I'm like, that's weird. So my friend, she's looking at one of the coffins. My character walk over, crack it open with my axe, and inside's the Confederate soldier.
The
Confederate soldier is undead, pops out of the coffin, starts having a chat with us, and all of a sudden I'm like, he's stalling for time. He is stalling for time. He is literally stalling for time. If
anyone wants to use a bad guy from history, Confederate guy, good probability of being bad guy. Yeah.
So earlier we had gone to this mining camp, and the mining camp was literally like it was close to the cabin. And so I'm like, oh, well, okay. I run out of the cabin because I'm like, I'm faster than these guys. Everybody else follows, and I'm like, I'm going to the fucking mining camp because they have explosives, they have stuff there. I am not dealing with this right now. I'm going. Bye. Like, see you guys. I'm getting fuck out of here. they're like, hold on here, let's put a little think in here and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I was just talking to a fucking corpse. I cannot deal with this thing. I know where a truck is. I'm gonna go get the truck and I'm gonna drive back to the fucking town and come back with an army of people. So I was like, okay, like this is my logic. So I'm like, okay, like I'll do that and see what happens. I go to the fucking mining town and it's all taken over. So my character immediately gets like captured. They go to the lake. They're like, oh well, you're at the lake now, and they found a bunch of people staked together. So my character like is now captured. They find a bunch of people staked together. We're like, weird. Let's go to the mining camp. Well, my character is like locked inside of a fucking room. He's knocked out of fucking his head. And they're like, yeah, we're going to stake you tomorrow, bud. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, I love steak.
Over.
Medium rare, though.
Friend gets locked up. She says, I want to join you. Basically looks down, revives me. I get up. I'm like, rawr, 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 rawr. I then am like struggling to get out. I am like, I'm trapped in a room with 3 hostages. I have to lock the door. So then the monsters are like, brr, we're going to burst through the door. So my character just basically like tries to force it. As this is happening, everyone is failing their fucking rolls. The boxer, who probably could fucking one punch these things, gets in the fucking car and leaves without us. He crashes his vehicle and then proceeds to run away. All of our characters died.
God damn it.
So, that was my Call of Cthulhu game. It was quite fun. I liked it. It was fun. I want to play it again.
Cthulhu 1.
Actually, it was like Letras or something like that. Yeah. Fun things happened. It was a fun game.
This a fun game.
Just a fun game. Me enjoy. Anyways, is there anything else we want to talk about?
Trying to think. Yellow paint discussion coming back on Twitter again.
What?
You know how like trying to paint like surfaces in video games, trying to tell people where to go.
Yeah.
Like, and people are on Twitter all hubbubaloo about that, and it's just like, guys, how about games are getting more high fidelity as time goes on? You're gonna need something to tell you where to go. Like, funny enough, I think in even like the best of the best Valve game, like Half-Life 2, it's technically just corridors, just really good looking corridors, and they're really wide.
Yeah.
Like, you get like, if a game is going to be open world, the game has to find a way to tell you that there's shit around and shit that's could be you could fiddle with, yada yada.
The dumbing down of video games has ruined video games.
I mean, here, like, there's a weird double-edged sword of I can trust my players to figure this out, / the dumbest man baby possible is gonna have a hissy fit in the first 10 minutes. Like,
yes.
If that, like, I would lean towards my players being a little smarter than normal, just so that, hey, I could just make this weird concept of a video game, and then it'll just be as this weird concept of a video game. I don't have to worry about the lowest common denominator.
It's like how I want to, if I ever make a video game that actually is like, if I ever make one of the games I want to make, I want to be like have very politically incorrect jokes and achievements. So one of the jokes I want to say is, you're not ready. And the description is, that was a hate crime. You're a homophobe. You are clearly not ready. In reference to murdering a character.
Yep.
But if you hit the political correct option, that character displays no aspects that are outwardly gay.
Yeah.
So, like, the concept would be, like, basically, like,
You're not a Warhammer fan, so I'll explain it. Basically, it would be like a demonic space marine. So basically, do you know Emperor's Children?
Yeah,
say
probably
no.
no.
Okay, so Emperor's Children are basically the Slaanesh chaos god. They're her legion.
Yeah.
So her legion is, and because Slaanesh is the pleasure god or the goddess of pleasure, and he is a very LGBTQA plus friendly character. The Emperor's Children are that to an extreme, to the point of where they went around all of Earth, raping and pillaging and murder raping and blood orgies. Everything that moved on Earth during the Siege of Terra. So basically what I would do is I would basically have that character be an Emperor's Children and very plainly do like very rapey things. Whereas like if you say, I do not want, I want, this is a woke game, I want to be woke, I don't want to deal with I don't want to deal with the political incorrect things. That character is just like a black legionnaire. So he's like a black space marine and not like his armor's black. The armor is black. He doesn't take off his helmet. It's very plainly like he acts a very different way, and that achievement would not pop in that circumstance. And I think that aspect could work in something like this as well, where instead of like having the yellow paint hit accessibility mode, have that be an accessibility mode that I can turn on and off.
Yep.
In 2 seconds.
Yep.
Like Dead Space did this, and I think Dead Space did this the best, where I could be like, hey, I'm looking for this, navigation, and it points me at a bread trail. Fable did this, and it was points me at a bread trail. There were ways to do this better, I feel, and people just kind of don't do them anymore. But your opinion, Josh?
I mean, again, like, it does come down to a point of like research and development and like trying to get people to pay attention to a thing. And they're always worried about people skipping the thing. And it's like, you know what? Everyone everywhere is going to skip the thing somehow. So like, if anything at all, if you're worried about the set piece is going to get skipped, maybe have a reverse button so they can go back and see what the thing was, or forcibly make the person look at the damn thing, or I don't know, paint a yellow strip on the ground.
The problem is people are like, it's excessive, and it's like, yeah, you're also stupid.
Yeah, like also like there's also the same problem with national parks and smart bears, because here's there's the world's dumbest person and the world's smartest bear. How do you make a trash can where the world's dumbest person can still open it, but yet the world's smartest bear can't open? Like, yeah. It comes the problem of like, I don't think you can, because that dumbass person will never figure it out, because he's a fucking dumbass. So it's like, well,
it's like Pat. It's like Pat Bovine from Pat Stares At and Castle Super Beast, unable to figure out how the fucking skip button works in fucking Helldivers.
He never figured that out?
No, he didn't.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Although I liked on the other stream that he did, he got jump scared by his wife. He really can't handle someone coming from behind him.
Oh, what a poor little innocent baby.
He's technically a baby. He's so short. So short.
Doesn't he have a baby?
He actually has a child with his wife, who's very hot.
I wouldn't say Paige is hot.
She's kind of hot.
Paige is like a 4 out of 5.
Oh, really? Really?
I'm not going to judge somebody else's wife. Like I just refuse to.
I see.
On the grounds of like that's kind of lewd.
I see. You just don't want to make that person pissed off.
Yeah.
I would openly say, yeah, your wife's hot, but then also be like, that's yours. Like, I'm not chasing that.
Your wife is hot.
Like,
I just want to say your wife is hot.
Like, I'm not gonna chase it at all. Like, why would I? Because that's be stupid. It's already lock and key.
I'm just saying your wife's
it's
hot.
Lock and key towards someone else. I will not force that open at all.
I'm just saying your wife's hot.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying, dude. Your wife's hot.
Your wife is just so hot.
She's just amazing.
Could you please read these really bad fanfics again? Certainly.
in a lewd and lascivious voice.
Oh, frick. I love it when she does those really bad readings of really bad fan
I just want her to do one of Wooly Versus.
What?
And Pat Bovine.
The fanfic between those two?
Yeah, do one of those.
That'd be so funny. That'd be very funny. God. How long have you been recording for?
Almost 2 hours.
Oh my God.
Don't worry. I think we're ending the show.
I think so too.
Thank you for listening to the Black Mind Games podcast. You can listen to us every Thursday on blackmindgames.podbean.com. You have to subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting app choice. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Jeff. Have a good day. Bye. It's a long one. Uranium and Tennesseeism.
What?
D's nuts.
Oh. Okay, I guess the next part is got him.
Got him. Oh. Did you play any video games this week?
Oh no, did I remember to play video games this week?
Did you play any video games this week? Probably not. You know you.
Probably not. I probably forgot to. Although I did watch a Let's Play video of an interesting game I want to play.
Apparently Diablo 3 is on Game Pass now.
Oh.
Diablo 4 is on Game Pass now. On March 28th.
What was it? No, it's not there. I just put on my wish list in the on the store.
It was not Power World.
Not Power World.
Let me guess. You played so much. What game was it? So much Call of Duty.
Yep,
I played
tons.
so much Call of Duty, let me tell you.
Oh, I found the game that I'm like, man, I should get this. So far, it's only the demo. It's not fully released yet. Planned release 20 of February, so it's actually a day away. Huh.
It is the Inflexion game that people were talking about.
How dare it come out on Tuesday?
I finally found out what that game is.
What?
Okay, you're not going to believe it. That game is a survival crafting game.
Oh,
it's a
we're talking about, and we're like, what is it? I don't know
what it is. What is this game? I don't know. It's really weird. What is it?
I don't know. It's Shaggy.
It's not Power World, so thus I don't care. But it's a survival crafting game.
Huh.
So
I found this game. I put it on topic list. You can play the demo of it right now. Although the game's going to be released like Tuesday, apparently.
Yeah.
Let's screw it. I'll download a demo. But the game concept is you're playing. It's not blackjack. You're playing
poker.
Poker. So you have to make poker hands and make your flush, your straights, your two pair, four of a kind, three of a kind, all that stuff. But it's kind of like Inscription, as in you get these Joker cards, and all these weird looking Joker cards have different perks and abilities.
Track Mariner is now free to play.
And so far, I think it's made by the same developer that made Inscription. I think I have to look into that, or it's a separate developer entirely. Oh, I think it's a separate developer entirely, but basically it's like Inscription. You can start doing weird, funky bullshit with your deck, but you're trying to play blackjack with all this weird, funky bullshit going on.
Have you looked into Buckshot Roulette?
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of videos on that.
That game is fucking weird.
It's really good design. It's like a low to the ground, just roulette. Just let, like, you know, oh, what can you do with this concept of trying to play roulette with a shotgun? And it's like, well, it's still roulette and it's still a video game, so they let that kind of slide of like you can have lives. But yeah, like the whole idea of like you take a drag of a smoke and you gain health for some reason, and then you're like, oh, I can still keep doing action, so I'm gonna take a chug of beer that racks the shotgun, so I can get rid of the shell, and then you realize that shell is empty.
Yeah,
and you're like, okay, like, oh, let me cheat and just look at the barrel and see if I can.
Have you seen the video
see what the next
where
thing?
The guy's like, he goes, okay, I'm going to drink a beer, cock the shell, and then I'm going to check the thing to see if it's loaded. Checks it, sees it loaded, goes, okay, shoots himself in the face.
He miscollects.
No, this was intentional.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. He probably, again, he just in his brain went, oh, I can do this. It's free action. And he just clicked himself for no reason.
I mean, to be fair, if I could shoot myself in the face, I would. If I could shoot myself in the face and not die, that would be good.
That'd be a weird ability to have.
That'd be the best.
But your face, so you shoot yourself in the face, you won't die, but your face would be just like stretched beyond proportion, horrifically weird looking. You can try to put it back into place, but it won't be the same. Maybe you have a mold you can put your face back into.
Makes sense.
Like it's not like it's ripped to shreds. It's just the force of the bullet like literally pushed everything out and away, and you're like trying to pull everything back in. That's a really fucked up video game concept you could do. Like, oh no, I tried to kill myself and my face is stretched out beyond reasons, like a Mario 64 loading screen.
I would no, I got the best one. Okay. Okay, you're gonna like this one. Okay, we take a bunch of VTubers. Okay, and we lock them in a room together, and they have to play vicious games that might require their avatars to get maimed and destroyed in serious ways. And if they lose, their avatar gets deleted and they get graduated. Okay, it would be like one of those Saw torture porn movies.
Okay,
this is the best idea ever, because you could watch
idiots get their asses handed to them. This is a brilliant idea, Josh.
This is what the people want, clearly.
Sure.
Okay. And we can make it gaming related. So, like, they could have to play, like, Titanfall 2, where they can't touch the ground, or they can't die once.
Floor is lava.
The floor is lava.
You just announce that right off the bat.
They have to play Wolfenstein 2, and they cannot say the word Nazi once. They have to play through the... No, wait, no, I got it even better. It's the entirety of Wolfenstein. So you play Wolfenstein, like, all of the games.
Sure.
And you cannot say the word Nazi, fascist once. If you do, you're eliminated.
While you're playing the whole thing. I mean, I think well, sure.
Okay.
Sure, but at the same time, no. Like,
this is a brilliant idea.
$100 million idea.
It's so good. It's like my idea for a comedy show. Do a Venture Bros.
It's a Venture Bros idea.
It's such a Venture Bros idea. Might actually work.
How is it Venture Bros?
Because there's an episode of Venture Bros where I think it's 24. He locks the Monarch's arch nemesises and the villain societies up, and he does a saw trap to them. So they have to cut off their own legs, and they're like, well, who are you? I'm this one. Well, who are you? I'm this one. And then he threatens Red Death, and Red Death's like, I will fucking end you. And he's like, okay, man. Okay. Shall we talk and play video games?
Shall we play a game?
Shall we play?
Or podcast, I guess?
Podcast?
Yeah, we should play a podcast? I don't...
Sink in. 3, 2, 1.